When we think of fall, sometimes we think of pumpkin spice lattes, or maybe you think of warm sweaters, puffer vests, and boots. I personally think of the picturesque scenes created by the beautiful colors of fall leaves. But wait, weren't those leaves green just a couple months ago? In this video, we will discuss why leaves change colors throughout the seasons of the year. Before we dive right into the yearly adventure that leaves take, let's take a step back and remind ourselves of some key information about trees. The process in which primary producers such as trees use sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to create food for itself to grow is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is simple when you whittle it down to a few steps. CO2, or carbon dioxide, first enters the leaves. At the same time, water from the soil enters the tree through the roots. Chlorophyll, found in the leaves of trees, absorbs sunlight energy. Through a chemical reaction, chlorophyll takes the ingredients and creates glucose as well as oxygen, which allow a plant to grow. All of this takes place in the chloroplasts of leaf cells. Now that we have that taken care of, we can continue on to our question. Leaves have several different pigments inside them which give off a specific color. Most leaves are mostly made up of chlorophyll, a green pigment that absorbs sunlight and is a vital part of photosynthesis and cellular respiration. But they also contain xanthophyll, which is a yellow pigment, carotenoid, an orange pigment, and also anthocyanins, are red and purple pigments. During the spring and summer seasons, there are long days and short nights, which allow a tree to have lots of time to bask out in the sun and let chlorophyll do its job. With lots of chlorophyll, the tree can grow, and its leaves will stay green because it will have an abundant amount of chlorophyll. Unfortunately for the tree, fall rolls in and the daytime becomes shorter and nighttime longer. The leaves have increasingly less time with the sun, and they cannot produce as much chlorophyll. That is why the leaves turn into shades of red, orange, and yellow, because there are other colors that can shine through. Remember, those pigments were always there, they just weren't powerful enough to see them until the fall. During the winter, the amount of sun keeps decreasing and the trees get progressively weaker. Once it gets cold enough and there is not enough energy for the tree to keep producing leaves, the remaining energy from the leaves go back inside the tree trunk and the tree breaks off with the leaves. Then the tree will have enough energy in its reserve to last until it can start making energy again next spring. Now this process is true for many different types of trees, but I'm sure you found the loophole. What about trees that stay green all year, like Christmas trees? What makes them so special that they don't change color? Evergreens have a few differences that allow their green to stay all year. Firstly, leaves on Christmas trees are not like regular trees. Instead of being leafy and flat, they are instead tightly wrapped leaves or needles. This prevents them from drying out as quickly. Also, these trees are able to produce chlorophyll even in winter when there is little sunlight. Therefore, they can keep their green. Okay, so let's wrap this up. At the beginning of spring and moving through summer, a tree thrives because it has lots of sunlight and therefore lots of chlorophyll. But when it becomes fall, less chlorophyll is produced and we are left with the beautiful warm colors of the season. Then we say goodbye altogether to the leaves in the winter when the tree has to use all its remaining energy to preserve itself until next spring. So there you have it. You're now a master of the leaf cycle. Thank you for watching.